our inspectors selling mold in the field. They weren't comfortable with it. They were spending the buyer's money as if it was their money, and they were like, well, I know if there was mold here. And I'm like, but you're trained in that, you know? And so I know that we told you how we developed a system where we have that mold guarantee. So now if they see mold, they can offer to test. We do 2 air samples and a swab for $295. If nothing comes back elevated, we refund that money to the client. And they love that. We also give the guys.
And by the way, there's always mold. If you see something and you swab it, there's going to be mold on it.
Right.
So very rarely do we have to give anybody their money back.
We've been doing this for about 1.5 years or 2 years now.
Yeah, one time.
One time we had to give money back.
Turned out it was dirt, or they probably just didn't do the test right.
Yeah,
They swab right.
But so that's something that we did. But also to get them.
Now the other thing that would happen, people would do a mold test, but you know, my guys, they would have to take a mold course in order to be certified, but they wouldn't have to interpret mold test results that often, and so they would forget how to do it. So what was happening is every single time we did a mold test, they were calling us to go over what the results were and what they needed to say, and we were having the same conversation over and over and over again. And so I developed a mold tree that would walk them through from whether to test, to how to test, to what you should say, to what you should do, and right on down the line, so that they can not only determine whether they should do a test, but where they should do it and how they should do it and what they should recommend based on the results of that mold test. And so
this is the tree here, and this is the first part of the tree, and that's basically them in the home determining, do we test?
So if no visible mold comes out, we're right here. Offer to do a test, but the client, if there's no visible mold, but the client is complaining about allergies and they're really super concerned about that, we could offer to do a test in the highest risk area if they want, like the basement or so. If the air test comes in clean, no further action is necessary. If the air test results are elevated, then they move on to the next page, and so on. If they smell mold or mildew walking, say, down into the basement, but they don't see anything, what should they do? They should recommend air sampling. If air is not elevated, they should solve the water problem, and so on if it is elevated. If they see probable microbial growth in one or more areas, they should recommend air sampling and a swab sample of the suspect area. If the swab sample shows mold and is elevated, here's what they should do. On to the next slide. If not, they can go on and so forth. If they see probable mold outside the building envelope, in the crawl space or the attic, we recommend a swab sample of the suspected area. But since that's outside the building envelope, air sampling probably doesn't make sense unless they want to do a sample inside, and so forth. And then go to the next one. And this is a continuation from there. What do they do after that? And it just walks them through to where anyone could probably do, as long as they know how to do a mold sample, they could probably do the entire thing and write the entire report, because they don't have to reinvent the wheel. All the menu items are selected for them in our report software. All they have to do is select the right menu item, and they can write a coherent mold report. And so that's what we did to make it stupid simple for our inspectors. And most of the problems are no longer come to us. Now, if there's something really complicated, if it's a gray area, if the lab report doesn't agree with their visual assessment, then